Welcome back. Today I am making baked spaghetti. The first thing I need to do is over medium heat in a large pot. I need to cook 1 pound of ground beef, 1 cup of onions chopped, 1 cup of green peppers chopped, and 2 tablespoons heaping of minced garlic. I'm going to cook this until the ground beef is no longer pink. And once it's cooked through, I'm going to go ahead and drain it. And I'm going to just use a colander to get this drained. And once it's been drained completely, I'm going to rinse this with hot water. I want to get all the excess grease off of this I can. And once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and add it back to my pot. And to the pot, I'm going to add 1 jar of spaghetti sauce. Now, I like the Kroger 6 cheese kind, but you can use whatever you happen to have on hand or whatever you happen to like. To that, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of white sugar. I like my sauce to have a little bit of sweetness to it. And I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of water. And I'm going to put the lid back on and just give it a quick shake. And I'm going to add it to the sauce. Now I'm going to stir this well. I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to let this simmer over low heat for about 25 to 30 minutes. The longer you cook it, the better it is. I will often prepare this in my crock pot and let it cook on low all day long. Now, once I've got that going, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my water. In a large pot, I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of salt. Over high heat, I'm going to bring this to a boil, and I'm going to preheat my oven to 375 degrees. And once I've got that going, I'm going to prepare my filling. I'm going to add an 8-ounce package of reduced fat cream cheese. You can use the full fat if you'd like. I'm also going to add to this about 1 cup of cottage cheese. I'm using the reduced fat small curd cheese, but you can use whatever you like or whatever you have on hand. And I'm going to mix this really well with my hand mixer. And this is going to be about the consistency of cottage cheese. And once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my pasta. The water is boiling. I'm going to add a 16-ounce bag or box of angel hair pasta. You can use whatever pasta you like. I just prefer the angel hair. I'm going to stir it real quick. I don't want it sticking. And once it's cooked, per the directions on the box, I'm going to drain this. And once I have it drained, I'm going to add this to a 9x13 pan that I've pre-sprayed with nonstick spray. So I'm going to dump that right in there. And I'm going to spread this around. I want to make sure it's just spread evenly. And once I have this spread around, I'm going to go ahead and add my cottage cheese and cream cheese mixture. And I'm basically going to frost my spaghetti like a cake. I want this evenly spread, so each bite you get a bit of this cream cheese mixture. And once I have that added, I'm going to go ahead and add my pasta sauce. Now, I like to be generous with my sauce, so I'm going to spoon this on evenly. I'm going to have a nice thick layer. And to that, once I've got that done, I'm going to add some shredded cheese. Now, normally I would shred my own cheese, but I tend to buy the pre-shredded when I'm using mozzarella or pizza blend cheese, which is what I'm using. And I'm going to add about 4 ounces, half a bag or a cup or so of the shredded cheese. And once I've got that added, I'm going to go ahead and cover that with aluminum foil. Now, this can be frozen for future use before you bake it. You can also prepare it and refrigerate it a few days prior to baking if you'd like. Now, once I've got this covered, I'm going to pop this in the oven and I'm going to let this bake, if I'm baking it fresh, for about 25 to 30 minutes. If I'm baking it, of course, from the refrigerator, I'm going to add about 15-20 minutes to it. And that's it. I usually serve this with a salad and with a garlic bread. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I'll be posting 3 videos a week, 2 cooking and baking videos along with 1 randomness vlog. One of my favorite things that I make is this baked spaghetti. I've been making it for several years. It's actually an adaptation from a recipe I found on Pinterest. I tweaked it and made it my own. It's just really good. It's a really good dish for crowds. It goes a long way. It's always really good, and it's really good leftover. The first week I worked where I work, as I said, I didn't really work. I said I didn't talk to anyone for 2 weeks. I did talk, but I only talked about work-related things. I didn't talk about anything personal. I was still, learning my job, trying to gauge everybody as well. But I did tell them I was making baked spaghetti and that I made a lot, and I always took leftovers to work. Told them that I was going to bring it to work, and they said okay. And so I brought it to work, and they loved it. So I don't know that they necessarily like me for me, but they like me because I can cook. Just kidding. I know they like me. I like them too. But anyhow, anytime I make baked spaghetti, I always tell them I'm making it because they get very excited because I'll bring the leftovers. This pan will make enough to feed generously, 10 people. And that's we'll eat it the night before. I'll bring it to work and we can eat on it for a couple of days. But it's really good. It's good reheated, and it can actually be frozen. I've frozen it before and frozen it for freezer meals for some customers. I've made it for people who have had new babies or death in family, something that needs a quick meal for a family. This is always a good go-to. Now, unfortunately for me, my husband does not care for spaghetti, so I don't get to make this as often as I'd like. I really would probably make it once a month if he would eat it, but I tried to space it out to about every 6 to 8 weeks. So it's really a rare treat for me to make. But anyhow, I think that's about it. I hope you guys have a great day, and remember, not every day is good, but there is always something good in every day, and I will see you next time. Watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me in the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I'll be posting 3 videos a week, 2 cooking and baking videos along with 1 randomness vlog. And I love baked spaghetti. It's one of my favorite things in the world to make and to eat. It's quick, it's easy, and it's delicious. It's always a crowd pleaser. I make it often for people that have just had a baby, or maybe there's been a death in the family. It's a crowd feeding meal. Usually when I make it, I have a lot left over, so I bring it to work, which makes my coworkers very happy because they love it. It's one of the first things I did when I first came to work here was make it and bring it to share. So I figured, hey, butter them up. They'll be my friends, if only for my food. I'm just kidding about that. They really do like me and I like them. But anyhow, I think that's about it. I have not a whole lot to say about spaghetti. But I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, not every day is good, but there's always something good in every day. And I will see you next time.